Ladies and gentlemen, today I realized that I failed my son, and it was a hard pill to swallow. I think the previous video that I made, I did mention a few things about the issues about my kid going to a school. The school seems kind of progressive, and they don't really wanna. They say the way we taught kids how to go to school, it was in a very military way, and I didn't like that. There's also no homework. It's not that the kids don't learn, but they learn in a very positive way. And they do push all the kids. It's just more like this kid is getting bad grades. We're just telling them what they have to do. If they suck, they suck. I'm trying to give them the if for they need to just work it out. No, they will push all the kids. But when I went to the school, they just say, kids at this school, they cannot fail. We will just try to teach the kid as much as possible at the level that he can. And I didn't like the idea because it felt like they didn't push all the possibility in the kids because they are too afraid to push the kids. And when I met the new teacher that is taking care of my kid, it felt like she was beating around the bush. She wasn't doing her job. When I had a meeting yesterday, we were talking to each other. I realized that they did have a lot of things that my kids needs to do, but I am the one that don't see it because my son doesn't talk a lot. That doesn't mean the teacher ain't doing their job. It's just that my son doesn't tell me much. So, first thing I noticed is when I saw how the kids painted and written their stuff, my son did the same thing, just way less than these kids. But the idea that I always thought he didn't do anything because he never told me, that's me as a father, I was putting my son in a unique position as if nobody is helping him, you know? And sometimes, even if I don't want her to, I know my reaction might have reflected more than I thought. And that's why my son sometimes might be shy to respond because he always wants the proper answer. And it made me feel bad. It made me feel a little more bad than I thought. I also noticed that the teacher now that is teaching my son, she could notice little details way better than me. Oh, not way better than the other teachers. And when I explained it to her, many times she was like, you're right. No, 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 no. And I was like, is she faking it or not? And then I found out this teacher has a little brother that also have autism. So I'm like, hey, I'm happy you're a replacement teacher for the previous teacher that's kind of having a back surgery, but now as a replacement teacher, I don't want you to go. It's like when I saw her as a replacement, they just got drafted to do the job. I didn't respect her enough, and I hate it when I respect a person just because I found out something, because that means I could have said something stupid, and I might have messed up how we were to respect each other. And then the last thing that I noticed, even if my son was writing very little compared to the other kids, because it made me realize they are teaching the kids, but maybe my kid is not responding properly, I thought, you know what? No, I didn't. I not just you know what. This is what happened. My son went to take a shower, and I told him do this, 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 and he just sat in the bathroom and did nothing. And then I told him, hey, go take a shower, please. He took his clothes, went to take a shower. But then he didn't do anything in the shower. And I told him, please take the shower. And he started doing it. And then he stopped again. And it pissed me off a little. Then I told my wife, don't tell him anything. He needs to suddenly realize, hey, I'm too long in here. Nobody is coming. And then my wife was like, yeah, but he might get sick because he's standing there and the hot water, he might turn it off. I'm like, okay, I said, okay, that's it. Put all your clothes on by yourself. And if you can't do it, today you're going to sleep alone. And I closed the door. I didn't tell him to do it quick. and didn't do anything. I didn't rush. Rah, 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 rah. I just told him, do this. And he did it. And he came out. I did it. Touch to me, Papa. Touch to Mama. Let's go. Normal life, right? And today it happened again in the morning. Woke up. He had some little ish. I said, hey, come on, do it. You can do it, dude. You can close your jacket, because normally he could not. I always helped him. And with all this moment jumbo that's happening between the shower and the morning leaving to school, I had this look with my wife like, maybe we are treating our own son too much. We're treating him too nice. We're helping him too much. We need to start pushing him, normalizing it, because maybe we're normalizing something at home that is going to normalize at school, which later he will normalize in his real life. And my mission right now is to make him as much independent as we can so he can do things properly, because I don't want his little brother, not that they can be brothers, but I don't want him to feel I have to do everything, because it's a very consistent job. And right now I'm with my wife, and sometimes it's a lot. I don't want his little brother to feel like that. And it's a sad reality that most people with kids with autism have to accept. But it's like these little details that sometimes you pick here and there, and it makes you realize that every bad, unique situation is an opportunity to do it better or just give up. I ain't giving up on my kid. But I think it's therapeutic for me to talk about it, realize it, and I hope whoever finds that video, it might give you some tips that you can apply to your own life. Even if as a best friend, that you can tell a friend with autism, hey, it might help. But anyway, if you're still here at this moment, let me know what your thoughts are, and hey, have a nice one. Peace.